welcome to another video of Vibing with Via. Today is Monday, and of course, you know, it's Monday's musing, and it's Heroes Day here in Jamaica. And I come to this forum today with mixed emotions. On one hand, I am overjoyed, I am happy, I am celebratory because I want to congratulate the work of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the Jamaica Defense Force, the work of the Child Protection Services Agency, the work of the people of St. Thomas and the people of Portland who really came together with a unity of spirit to search for some of our little daughters of this soil. Happy about that. It goes to show that there is strength in numbers, and it goes to show that if we really and truly as a people redefine what our values are and stick to this core value or these core values, we are unstoppable. There's nothing that we cannot conquer. I've had sleepless nights over the developments that have taken place with these young girls, with Felicia and Winshay. I have had sleepless nights. I cannot fathom it. As a woman myself, I imagine that this is not just limited to the little girl child, but this is extended to females. This is extended to males. This is extended to boys. It could be anybody. Now, we're not 100% sure as to the reason surrounding these abductions. But one of the things that we are mindful of is that, oh my goodness, the devil is definitely on the loose. We know that there's a black market that exists. We know that human trafficking is real. And we know more than ever now that we have to be vigilant as a people. And we have to be extra vigilant as parents. We have to prepare our sons and our daughters to fight the fight, to know, to be able to use their intuition to sense when there is danger around, to help them to see some of the warning signs. We're at a point in which we have to teach our little ones self-defense. You know, how do you comply and then fight back? How do you leave trails? Parents, what mechanisms are you putting in place for your children? How do you teach them how to sound an alarm? That is what we're seeing as extremely necessary at this time period, because our sons and daughters have to know how to fight. I am happy. I say God be praised, because honestly, the outcome with these two cases from St. Thomas could have been different. These parents could have been receiving a dead body or nobody at all. And I know that they must have been devastated. But the fight continues. I think as a people, we need to come together, rise up our nanny blood, rise up our bogle blood, rise up our Sam Sharp blood, and I could go on and on, call upon the spirit of our ancestors to guide us. And we could get a little dirty, nasty predator. We could get him, because he needs to go down. And there's a huge part of me that really wish that when we find him, he'd be like dust. But then there's another part of me that says he needs to be presented whole. And the reason is he may very well have the answers to a number of these other persons who have gone missing. And I am not going to limit it to just those persons who are missing in, let's say, St. Thomas, or those persons who are missing in Portland. I think about a young lady that was known to me personally, Jasmine Dean. Think about so many other individuals who are out there and we have no clue. Is there a hiding place? Is there a holding area? Is there an accomplice? These are some of the things that we need to look at, you know. There's another person that is missing. His name is Garth, and I'm going to be putting him up on the screen right here. His mother is known to me personally, and it has been 1 week and 2 days since he has been missing. Granted, he is older because he's all of 25 years old. He's from Gold Street in downtown Kingston. And the only thing his mother can share is the fact that he stepped out of their yard, clearly not going too far because he has on his yard slippers, has on a shorts and a t-shirt. And the moment she saw him step through that door, that gate, that side gate as she put it, that was the end of that. And today there is nothing. There's no lead on this case. I have not seen where persons in that community have come out in the way that these individuals in, let's say, St. Thomas have come out. There's no support in her situation. But while there were many of us across Jamaica who were not able to journey to St. Thomas or Portland for the fight, we used our respective platforms to ensure that the message got around that there were two girls who were missing and a predator on the loose. And I think that we need to keep the same energy in sharing when we hear of these people who are missing. And so I'm asking that you share this information about my co-worker's child, because she too is having very much sleepless nights. Every single day I wake up, I think about what it is that she's feeling now. I think about whether or not there is any type of lead in the case. You know, the procedures too in Jamaica to just get to missing people and to start solving problems is so cumbersome, because here it is that he had his cell phone, but in order for them to perhaps triangulate that data just to see where last that phone was used, the police officers have to contact the phone company, and then the phone company has to get to their lawyers, and I guess their lawyers have to consent to all of this before that type of retrieval of information can take place. I don't know the extent to which that makes sense, but that is what it is. They say it's a procedure. It also goes to show that here in Jamaica, by far and large, if you do not have the correct surname, if you do not have the correct address, and perhaps if you don't have the right amount of money, you'll be sitting at the edges of your seat waiting in vain, like Bob Marley was waiting in vain for love. I'm not even sure whose love, but the point is, you'd have been waiting forever just for somebody to reach out to you and point you in the right direction. So while we're here, I want us to pray wholeheartedly for all of these people who are missing. I want you to pray for their families, and I want you to use your platforms for good. Use your platforms to spread the word, because clearly when things go viral, people pick up and people know what time it is. I want to turn my attention now to a breaking news that came in today. And this one has to do with, I don't know if I'm to say it's a cult, if they're just a cult, if they're occultic, there are different terminologies used to describe these practices. But I woke up in shock. So there are some persons given some orders by their minister or their quote unquote God. You know, so me talk about this loose use of the word God and how serious this thing is. Here it is that there's this man who says to the persons who are, I guess, members of his church, that they're to show up at a particular time, they're to leave their phones at home, wrap their phones in aluminum foil and hide them away in their homes, and they're all supposed to come out fully clad in white to a particular location. And lo and behold, this morning we're being told in the news that when the police show up, they got something was going on. They found persons in this building dead, persons with their hands bounded behind their backs, persons without their clothes, people bleeding from the head. Somebody has been stabbed and shot. Others waited to be quote unquote sacrificed. What kind of foolishness really are going on here in Jamaica? When did we get to that level? When did we get to that stage? I mean, I know today we are here about certain things in the world, you know, where they might talk about people, I sacrifice this and sacrifice that. But like I said in a video last week, sometimes we hear some things that we're not 100% sure about it because we've never experienced it. Nobody has ever really reported it to us in a direct manner. But this week, live and direct, we're seeing this. This is in the news. The images are being circulated. The footage is there. What more confirmation could I want as an individual to know that this thing was real? The correspondence, those were shared. We're living in a serious time. We're living in a very serious time, because me never know, say, in a 2021 Jamaica, present day Jamaica, people that take the church make preke. We don't understand what we're doing. I don't think we understand what it is that we're doing. Okay, you can ramp with enough things, but you don't play with God. You can ramp with enough things, but you don't play with God. You don't play with church. Them look something they may talk about. And why is it so easy for anybody to just form a church? How long have these people been in this space practicing? Are there no neighbors? And if there are neighbors, what would it have taken for you to squeal? Now, there are a number of reports that are being circulated, and one such report even suggests that there is a police who may be involved in the recruitment of these individuals. So I'm going to put the blame now at the JCF feet once again. After you have gone through your recruitment process, to what extent do you sometimes do a thing that we call quality assurance, where you spring up and you start to check and you start to CIA and FBI, the same set of people them, because guess what, many come in as pure, but while they're in there they adopt some bad habit and then they start to corrupt and you know, basically pull away from what would be the core values of the force. To what extent are you checking? Because if it is true that a member of the constabulary force is a part of this movement, I mean, oh yeah, police and knows a person in there have gone and I shoot people and human sacrifice that take place. What kind of madness this? People, this is the Jamaica that we're living in. This is the Jamaica we're living in. But one thing me glad about today too, the story bust out today, Heroes Day. We are aware of this. I am happy for this bit of information because at least we know says one less. One less. I don't know where to take, you know. What is it though? What is it that's missing from these people's lives? Why they choose to go down this destructive path and carry so many other individuals with them? Let me tell you something. I am concerned about this lawyer girl too, because this has been circulating in the news where her parents spent all their years sending her to law school. The young lady has 2 more years left in order to perhaps sit that law exam where she could be called to the bar. And the girl just get up hot and tell her parents that she's going to go and do the work of the Lord. No, nothing is wrong with you wanting to do the work of the Lord, but something is wrong if you want to just put away your career, forget about the millions that your parents would have spent to do the work of the Lord in an environment that does not see it befitting for you to have open and honest conversation with your parents about your whereabouts. Now, granted, this young lady is an adult. If I'm not mistaken, she's about 22. But 22 and not independent. 22 and not working. 22 and living under the roof of our parents. 22 and have to be provided for. And this is the girl break off the padlock off her people them house and run away and gone to wherever she's gone. Making a video. I am not missing, but I just have to do the work of the Lord. What kind of church did that? What kind of church said to you that you must not have contact with your parents? Or if they stop you, you must not seek to have that open conversation with them? What is there to hide? So there are so many things that are happening in this world around us. So many things that I'm seeing for the very first time in my life. And I am no spring chicken. I am not in my 20s. I am not even in my 30s. So it's just amazing, you know. It's really amazing to see what is unfolding here. Jamaica, we're in a crisis. We are in crisis. Whether we know it or not, we're in crisis. I don't know that I have the answers for you in terms of how we're going to get out. But I can only share with you what I believe is probably the next best way. Or maybe it is the only way, and that is to take it to the Lord in prayer. They say, cast your burdens on him, for he careth for you. We, individually and collectively, we need to put it to God, because man can't control this. Man cannot control what is going on here. So people, you know what I mean, just cover on yourself as best as possible in prayer. You know, stop being macho about it. And I say this especially to the men. Sometimes you're stepping out and you figure that you don't need to say to someone else that you're going to place X. You may have a partner. You don't feel like you need to say to your partner, I'm going to the country, I'm going for X number of days or Y number of days, I'm going with this person. You know, you may have your parents, your mother, your father, and you feel like you're so grown that you don't need to say to them where you're going. But remember this, it actually pays for you to share where you're going. And most importantly, God forbid, if anything really and truly happens to you, worst case scenario, and your breath would have been taken away, the ones who are left to suffer the most are the ones who are left behind who are clueless. I think about my co-worker, no lead. How does she go on? No lead. Still waiting to see her son. But I thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and I implore and I impress upon you to be very, very, very vigilant and use your respective platforms to do good, to share the word, to share the message, so that at the end of the day, we can all come together to solve our major issues. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Remember to like, share, comment, and of course, if you have not done so, subscribe.